Right uppercut to the body by Tyson. Again, a double right. Left hook, right hand. Oh, a beautiful left uppercut.
A minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it.
And the high guard up there as Joshua Dog. Oh, that right hand uppercut.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Uppercuts podcast with your guy, King ECG, and Coach Oj.
Bless everyone.
And Coach Raj.
Hello.
And we got Alex Torres in here today, pro fighter from Calgary, Alberta.
National champion from Calgary, Alberta.
There we go. See?
Number one fighter, a ranked fighter in the country.
Yeah, see? There we
Good
go.
man. Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me, sir. That's why
And
you're
honestly,
here.
it's good to say what you've done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate that. It's a lot of hard work, countless hours in the gym. You guys know what it's about, and once you actually accomplish it, you feel.
Yeah, we were just talking about your spar session you had. And you,
Oh, bro, I got beat up today. I don't want to talk about that.
but
Why not, man? We want to hear about it. Come on now.
But because even you said there's something to be learned from it. You know what I mean?
I mean,
and it helps.
like I said, I'm fighting a southpaw fighter from Ireland, undefeated southpaw fighder from Ireland in New York in about 5 weeks. So I try to bring in the best sparring partners I can, and to be able to say, okay, I lost the sparring session. What can I correct? What can I do so next time out, I kind of mitigate the mistakes that I made, and this all kind of plays itself into a fight.
Okay.
So because in the fight, there's very little room for error, right?
True. True.
And
Everything's read and react or react and read.
before you know it, the fight's over.
I really like how you said winning all your sparring rounds, overconfidence. It's good to get, going through tough rounds as a pro, as any fighter, amateur or pro, right? So I really like hearing that from you. That's good.
Yeah. For
To
real.
our listeners too.
Yeah.
Can't be killing it all the time.
Truly, because one of the questions I had for you was about your losses. You know what I mean? Because I personally feel that the boxing community puts too much weight on a loss.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like a loss is just a loss.
Yeah.
You know what they call that, right?
What's that?
It's called the Mayweather effect.
Yeah, for real. Because everyone wants to be old,
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's just like,
Hey, he said the Mayweather effect.
Yeah.
The Mayweather effect, baby.
It's true.
so ever since, everyone knows Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather, he's 50-0.
Yeah.
He's one of the best to ever do it. But there was a real emphasis that if you lose, it's like the end of the world. And that's not the case, because you look at some of the best fighters in today's world. Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko. You look at
Canelo.
Canelo just lost. Does it take away from them as a fighter? A little bit, but at the end of the day, if you don't take risks, there's no reward. We can all just fight journeyman, easy fighters, be 20-0.
Yeah.
Call ourselves a champ, but are you really a champ?
Good point.
Because everyone you fought were like fighters. Like it was bona fide fighters. They're bona fide boxers.
man,
you know what I mean? And I had enough respect for you on that, because you're
I appreciate
climbing,
that.
man.
I appreciate it. Like I said, my biggest fight was against Robson Constancial. He's a 2016 Olympic champion. We're ranked number 1 in the world right now. He's fighting my good friend Shakur Stevenson out of Newark, New Jersey in September. So just to be in that class and knowing you grace the ring with those guys, right, you can actually call yourself a real fighter.
Yeah, that's wicked.
because you've been on the card with Shakir. You know what I mean?
You're my boy, bro.
I know. I didn't know that until
respect
now,
that guy,
until
bro.
you said that. Like I knew that you were on the same card, and when I was like, that's some sick shit.
I talked to him the next day after the Robson fight. He's like, bro, you did good out there. I'm like, thanks, homie. He's like, bro, no, you did good. People say you won that fight. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, they didn't give it to me, but just to get that respect from another champion, this means a lot and just builds your confidence moving forward. So
Of course. So,
Yeah.
when did you come to Canada?
I've been in Canada since I was a kid, to be honest with you. I've been, and then kind of just moved around. I've lived in various cities. I kind of go back and forth from here in Vancouver.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't like the cold, minus 30 in the middle of the winter. Obviously, I'm from Veracruz, Mexico. I have my people over there. I have family in Miami, family in LA. I lived in Brazil.
Wow.
San Juan, Puerto Rico for a couple months.
Lot of
Here and there.
brothers.
Yeah, I've been Dominican, you name it, bro. I got family in Ireland. So it's just everywhere,
Awesome.
bro. You, people I don't even know if they're like, oh, that's, you know,
That's
you're my
cool.
cousin. You're my cousin. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't know you.
Hey, when they see you blow it up, right? So they think you
Right.
got money. So they're like, hey,
appreciate it.
fam, bring me up $5, man.
I know.
I
It's
want
a
this
little
new
bit more
track.
than that, but yeah.
I know.
So, but no, it's good. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the respect. And like I said, the honestly, the best thing about being in this position and having put in all the time and effort is that people like really, when you tell something about yourself or what people can learn in the game or even outside the game, because there's a lot of elements that you know we don't see, especially the kids. They really take it to heart, and that's the biggest thing that makes a difference in my day-to-day anyways. Just like everything that you say holds account to all these people.
That holds power. Words hold power.
Especially
Yeah,
online.
You can change lives, bro, especially social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the
Negativity.
ripple effect. Yeah, negativity and obviously positivity.
Yeah, some people get gassed up too much. Some people don't get gassed. They get disrespected. I mean, it's just like we were talking about when we were talking about Canelo losing, the Mayweather effect, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Canelo's this, he's that. But it's like, maybe he just bit off a little bit more than he can chew. And you can respect that because he's been doing that his whole career. He's always gone up. He's always tried to fight the best. It's never been, I waited until this guy got knocked out or whatever the case is.
Right.
And then I slid in for an easy win. It was like, oh, you're the best? All right, I'm coming for you.
Did you watch the fight?
The Bivol?
Canelo, yeah, people.
I'm a Canelo fan, and I can't really give him more than maybe 2 rounds.
Really, eh?
Because Bivol was able, as a guy that size, was able to get in
Right.
and get, like, I'm a super novice. So when I'm watching it, it's not, I'm holding favorites to Canelo.
Right.
I'm watching the fighting, seeing how they
calling
move.
it as
As it is, right?
yeah.
And Bivol's been hit by guys twice Canelo's size. So yeah, as much as Canelo damaged his arms, he couldn't really land a few good clean shots on the inside to stagger or to get him off his game.
I thought he was loading up too much.
Trying to go for the
He
knockout.
was what, too much?
Loading up?
Oh, yeah.
Like, instead of trying to set up the power, he just kind of everything was
Yeah.
power.
But do you think that's because he's frustrated at some point where he's like, oh man,
very-
I have
Yeah.
to
You
get,
see
you know.
it, especially when he had him in the head.
Because
Right? Like he was like, I'm tired of this guy.
Yeah.
He's knocked everyone out like prior, so he
Yeah.
figured he was gonna walk through them. And I'm kind of disappointed because, we have the Triple G fight now, and that's okay. But I wanted to see Canelo fight Beterbiev, who's actually based in Montreal, Canada now.
Ooh, that would have been a violent fight, man.
Right?
Yeah. But now it's Bitterby versus Bivol.
No,
Oh, sorry, after
no.
Yarde, right?
Yeah, he's fighting Europe.
Yeah, after that, it should be Bivol, hopefully. But man, him and Canelo would be nice too.
Yeah.
But then Bitterby's gonna be like 41 years old. He's like 38 right now.
That's right. Canelo likes to fight the old fighters.
Well, he started at 15, so they're always older than him.
Yeah, right? What do you want him to do?
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like another fighter with huge losses and still is a legend, always Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
right? A lot of losses, some bad losses, but
Yeah,
he's
that's
still a
tough.
legend, right?
Well, he's a legend in Muhammad Ali, like a lot of people.
yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, like those guys. And I know it's a different era, but those guys fought everybody.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah.
The money came into play, and it sucks because I have this conversation with these guys often and other people. It's like with the UFC and boxing. UFC, you get the fights you want, but they don't get paid what they're supposed to.
No, they're ripped off.
In boxing,
Yeah.
they get paid, but you never get the fights you want to see unless the money's right.
It takes time.
Or the fighter is like, a Muhammad Ali or Canelo, or
Yeah.
they have that, okay, listen, I'm just going to fight the best of the best.
Right.
That's that. Of course, every fighter might fight a tin can or two. Come on now, let's not act like
Is that what they
anybody-
call him, a tin can?
That's just some
I
people
thought
call
it was tomato can.
Tomato can, tin can,
It's all the
toothbrush,
same. Yeah.
squeegee, mop. It doesn't really...
Whatever you want to call it, right? Tax driver. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I've
Well,
heard that one.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is somebody that is fighting somebody who's way above them. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like me jumping into the ring with you. I'm a tomato can, bro. It doesn't matter how much
Hey, bro.
training. No, listen. It doesn't matter how much training I've done. This is a skill that you've learned and
Yeah.
you've mastered.
Yeah.
So for me to think it's that easy for me to get in the ring and do, please, I'll go to sleep. You'll have to, put the.
Well, and that's what we're seeing in today's world. Like, I don't know if you guys kind of seen with the social media, the YouTubers. Like everyone's a professional now. Everyone's an expert.
Influencers, those
Yeah.
guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
almost spent a little bit too much time on that on the pod because I said last week, you said there's a Mayweather effect and now there's a Jake Paul effect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where everyone thinks, and the part that bothers me is there's celebrities who are boxing and it makes it people think that anyone can box when it is such a hard sport to learn. It is such a hard sport. Like when I watched you make it look so easy. You don't even breathe. Like, well, I couldn't imagine, like when I'm sparring and moving, like, you don't breathe. Like, I know, but you don't.
You're not huffing and puffing.
You're not huffing and puffing at all. You don't.
Very controlled.
It doesn't, and it's.
It might be the most important element is your breathing.
I know.
You can control your breathing, right?
I was so shocked. I was like, how come he's not even?
Especially when you start going to 6, 8,
Yeah.
12 rounds. You know,
What's the longest you've gone?
10.
10. Oh.
Sparring probably 30, 40. Line them up, right? You got to push yourself really hard.
So how do you prepare for those 10 and you know it's going to go the distance? Like, how do you prepare for that in your training?
It's you got to wake up, 4 o'clock in the morning. You got to put in that road work. You take a break after. I have a 9-to-5 job. I run my own company. So I do that, and then you're in the gym 3-4 hours after. I mean, you're exhausted, you're tired, but you know that it's gonna pay off when it's time to.
How long do you run in the morning? How many miles or kilometers or whatever?
Sometimes I'll be doing, 5-6 miles. Sometimes I'll just do sprints, hill sprints, stairs or whatever.
Yeah, I saw you at
It
the
all
stairs
depends.
every now and then.
Yeah, I saw you that one time.
Yeah.
So it's just everything from what I was taught from my late coach Kevin McDermott, who passed away a couple years ago. There's your body's programmed like several different routines, so you have to program like inactivity, activity in your heart, and inactivity essentially like you're moving at like 100 miles an hour because that's what you're doing in the ring, right? And the other essence, the active sense is okay. Now you're 100% relaxed. That's your 1 minute rest between the rounds. Now you got to be able to equivocate the huge upbeat to the downbeat in between, and then like I said, just it's all controlled within the heart, the brain, right?
Yeah.
So you have to program your system like that, and it's not an easy thing to do. Eventually, you can get it. So
Repetition, right? Yeah.
that's what it is, right? And there's a little bit more science to it. I'm kind of being general with it, but like I said, it's a fine art. I mean, you guys appreciate the sport. You guys been in it for a while, so.
Oh no, I literally just started training with OG like 3 weeks now.
Okay.
And like that's why I take it serious. Like when I say tin can, I'm not talking about them being a crappy fighter. I'm saying that their experience level it's basic compared to somebody who's a pro or a pro amateur. Do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody who's been in fights with fighters who may be above them and got a win because they had the guts, they wanted the guts and the glory. They took the extra time in the gym, like you're saying, you work a 9 to 5, you go to the gym for 3 hours. That's discipline. It takes discipline to be into the sport. It takes discipline to, every day wake up, even if you don't want to do it. And try to excel.
Yeah.
And you will.
Yeah.
And so that's like you said, to speak on that. It's just like it's a matter of like, do you actually want it? And a lot of fighters, they don't. After so many years, who wants to get punched in the face?
And that's to have to work your own business and train and to do it all. Like that's the dedication. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got amateur fighters that can't do that. We have amateur fighters that complain like, "Oh, I had to work today, coach." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So and didn't even do the road work before that work.
Yeah,
nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah. So that's good to hear, man. I hope like our listeners hear that too.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject for a second. Who's you guys' top 3 fighters in the world right now?
Oh,
Top 3, sorry?
Top three.
top.
Currently fighting.
Yeah, pound for pound.
Well, you guys can go ahead first.
That's it.
Okay, since I'm the super casual, well not super casual, but I'm still new. I'm a novice. I'll go Shakur, Tank, and can I have a fourth?
You can have as many as you
Okay,
want, bro.
okay. it has to be Errol and Crawford. Those are the ones that are most like. Even though I'm a Canelo fan, I kind of leave that to the side because there's not much more Canelo can do, man.
Okay.
Like he's already solidified himself. So anything after this, it's gravy.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? As long as he takes the hardest fights, as long as he's not fighting guys that, are below his level. If they're at the same level or higher, that's what I want to see him do for the rest of the time now. Like, you ain't got much time left.
Right.
Get the bag, but give us the entertainment we want. Because a lot of people in general want to see the car crash, and that's all they come for. They don't care about the strategic movements or the angles that these guys take.
And speaking on that, whoa, I gotta get you guys' top 3.
I would have to go with probably Crawford, Spence, and I don't know. That's tough because top 3, I'd also have to.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can name 3 in each weight class almost, right? Like that's how. There's that many exciting fighters with this new generation.
Okay. Rattle a couple.
Oh, I gotta pick Benavidez, man, as one of them, right?
Benavidez.
Yeah. David, or
I know. I'm surprised. Yeah.
I love Benavidez. I love Shakur. And for the third, I don't want to say Errol Spence and Crawford just because coming up, hopefully, you know what I mean, that
But
fight.
those two are amazing fighters,
Yeah,
man.
they
Like,
are.
They are.
But win or lose, I still will have the top 4.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
the one thing I appreciate about Crawford is he can switch hit.
Oh, yeah. He can adapt, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He can fight either
Southpaw.
style.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It changes maybe with his defense,
Right.
but his offense is the same because he's got power in both hands. So it doesn't matter. Either way, you're getting a stiff jab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're getting a hard looping hook. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just using those terms loosely, but like he punches the same power, same speed.
No, Crawford is a terrific fighter. My top 3 is a little bit different because, for one, I know you guys, there's a picture of him over here. Lomachenko.
Okay.
I personally didn't think he did lose, but he's looked sensational in every fight.
Are you talking about against Lopez?
Yeah, Lopez he lost, and he also
Yeah.
lost his debut.
Yeah, he
He
did.
lost his debut after going 396-1 as an amateur. Now I know Loma. I met Loma in 2011 in Azerbaijan, which is over by the Caspian Sea for all the listeners. And good guy, but I honestly I don't think he's the best fighter pound for pound because there's another guy they call him the Japanese monster. Inu.
In a way, yeah. He's sick, yeah.
So he just scored a devastating knockout over Nonito Donaire not too long ago.
Yeah.
I got to look
Yeah, I
at
think
that.
I've seen the highlights of it. I didn't see the fight. I seen the highlights.
It was at like 4 a.m. It was over
Japan,
right?
Yeah, see, same thing. Rochester's like, AJ and Usyk or whatever, and he's like, I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch it. Like, I'll just catch the highlights, which sucks.
And there you go, Usyk, undefeated, beat Joshua. I think he's gonna beat him again.
I
Is
do
that
too.
your second? Is that your second?
I would say he's number 3.
He was one of them I was thinking of as well too because he is amazing, and I think he's got his respect now, or at least he should. But I think a lot of people didn't give him because he's not. I'm not saying that he's small, but he's not a big heavyweight.
Yeah, no, he's a cruiserweight. He's a natural cruiserweight that went up and
190.
Yeah.
beat Joshua just on
Yeah.
skill and talent.
Yeah.
And
Power.
You look at and then you look at Tyson Fury, who's people have him up there as well. He doesn't want to fight Usyk. You know how much you.
No, he doesn't want to fight him.
He wanted give me 500 million.
Yeah.
500 million.
Something outrageous, right? So
Because Fury's fun to watch. He's a slippery
Love Fury.
mother. You know what I mean?
I love
I love him, but I don't
Wilder.
think.
The fights with Wilder were
Yeah.
classic.
But that's crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
those fights.
He's
are
just
classics.
having fun in the ring. You can see it. He loves it.
He said, I think it was yesterday, the other day. He said, "Think about it. There's 7 billion people in the world. I'm the biggest, fattest, ugliest, mofo of them all."
What'd you say? What'd you say on the first podcast? He looked like a milk bag.
Yeah, bag of milk.
Bag of milk. So let me ask this question: what got you into boxing? What was your inspiration?
I mean, it's kind of weird, but I would say Muhammad Ali. I kind of learned his story, his struggle, and things were different back then in the 60s. Obviously behind, way back, there was, to this day, there's a lot of racism, that people don't see or they want to talk about. But back in the 60s, right, like it was like, and you go even back to the 40s, like black people, they had to sit in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
They couldn't drink at a certain water fountains. They were looked down upon, frowned upon. I don't know why. That's just like, it's a bad stigma. It's a bad part of history people don't want to talk about.
No, of course.
So I saw that this young kid out of, Kentucky,
Yeah.
Louisville, Kentucky, he I don't know if you guys know, he won a gold medal.
Yeah, he won the gold medal, came back home. He went to go into a restaurant saying, "Look, I'm a champion here." They said, "We don't serve your kind," and he threw the medal in the river.
What good is this gold medal? Now, we don't know if that story is actually true.
If he threw it or not,
Yeah.
or the full story as a whole.
Wait, do you think he actually threw his gold medal into the river?
I mean, the way he made the switch, I honestly do believe he probably did.
It wouldn't surprise me. He might have
You know what I
regretted it if he did, but at the same time, he shed a lot of the culture that was not loving him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but also this too, right? Like, look how brash he was. Remember, he was brash before he became Muhammad Ali. As Cassius Clay, he was brash, right? So he could have thrown that in there, and that gave him motivation. Because like people look at Jordan, MJ in basketball. He didn't get into his sophomore, and then
You got to bring up Jordan, eh? What do you got? Jordan or LeBron? Who's your great? Come on.
look at this. You see the shoes? Those are diamonds. Those are diamonds, okay? That's the GOAT. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
So let me ask you. LeBron's 38 now.
Yeah,
Okay. He averaged 30 last year.
that's all good.
He's gonna break.
When we talk about some accolades that LeBron hasn't achieved, has LeBron three-peated? Has LeBron won the Defensive Player of the Year and an MVP in the same year?
Dunk competition.
Yeah, like it's more like we can both jump back and forth. I tell people this all the time because I do a sports podcast. We can jump back and forth about whose logic is better. But you saying LeBron's the GOAT, I have no problem.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just curious here because that's the biggest debate that they have on
Oh, it's always
major podcasts.
Yeah.
LeBron,
But you know what? Where's Kobe? Kobe's 5
Yeah,
and
that's
3.
why you can't
Like,
Nope, Kobe's not up there.
Kobe is.
I don't think Kobe. I can't put Kobe in my top
Thank
5,
you.
bro.
Thank you.
I
Thank
got
you.
Magic
really.
ahead of Kobe.
Yep. I got Steph Curry
do.
ahead of
No,
Kobe.
I won't go that far.
One more. One more. If he gets one
Yo,
more.
listen, we supposed to be talking boxing.
Bro, you brought up
We
Jordan.
can talk whatever we can
The
talk.
only reason why I brought up Jordan was like he would turn the smallest thing into a slight to
Right.
motivate him.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying him throwing that medal, it's possible because that was probably the motivation, that spark. You know what I mean? That turned that spark into a
Throwing his
flame.
old life
that
away.
flame
Like,
into a fire, and then a blazing. You know what I mean? Like.
And that was the thing about Muhammad Ali. Like he kind of depicted his whole career as a whole because he had many times where people thought he was gonna get knocked out. He was gonna be wiped off the face of the planet. Like he was scared to get in the plane.
Like Sonny Liston was supposed to mop him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
it's true.
7-1 underdog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
George Foreman
Yeah.
was knocking out everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, Frazier he knocked out in 2. Ken Norton he knocked out in 2. And now you have Ali who can sit on the ropes. And,
Yeah. But I think that.
those punches like.
Yeah, I know, but I think that ultimately.
fought too long, though.
No,
I felt like
I
he
think
fought
that
too long.
ultimately. Maybe he would have had Parkinson's without it, but I think that the rope-a-dope, I think he took too much punishment in the
Definitely added
rope-a-dope.
to it.
You know what I mean?
But when people bring up that topic, look at and I hate to say it, look at Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why I said you don't know. Maybe he,
You know?
there's a very good chance that he was going to get it anyway.
Could accelerate it,
Yeah,
maybe.
that could have accelerated.
Look at Tyson. Tyson's looking all right.
Yeah.
He's been knocked out a few
Well,
times.
Tyson's got a marijuana farm, man. He's saving his brain.
Yeah.
And Toad. Smoking Toad. Yeah.
Oh, funny fact about.
And Tyson's just different. Like,
Yeah.
I call him the Michael Jordan of boxing.
Really?
You'll never see somebody that young, that ferocious, have that type of tear in the heavyweight division. We're not talking
Yeah,
about the other ones. Like, we're talking about he's fighting some guys that are way bigger than him, man. And he's putting them to sleep.
That was
You
like
know what I mean?
the king of the world.
It was after D'Amato passed and he went and fought Buster Douglas. That's why I was like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to people acting as if a UFC fighter could beat a boxer, I'm like, no. And a boxer can't be a UFC fighter in their domain. If a UFC fighter is to go into a boxing ring, I mean, I don't know if you guys know who Frank Mir is. He's a little older, but he went in there against a amateur/pro boxer and got knocked out.
Who's that guy again? That he fought? Pulev? Was that Pulev or?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so. Then you look at Anderson Silva, right?
Oh, killing it.
He's the exception. And the only reason why I give him the exception
Yeah.
is because his whole career was standing up.
Yeah.
Kickboxing, Muay Thai. So for him to learn angles in boxing, being a fighter that seasoned, it's possible. Now, is he gonna beat Canelo? No.
No, but he did beat up
Chavez.
Jr.,
I
right?
loved it.
That was great.
But Silva's a natural fight. Like,
Yeah.
he's so
Yeah.
comfortable, and he's got the length and he's.
Have you seen his kids?
Silva's? No. Same thing. Beast.
Let me explain this to y'all. I hope that they decide to go boxing and not UFC.
Oh.
They will, with the knowledge of their dad and their own special gifts, I think they could be true boxers. They can get the bag, and they won't be afraid to fight the best.
Yeah.
See that? Not saying every fighter, but like yet again, like I was just saying about the pay, right? Like, you know, the Errol Spence and Crawford, we're waiting for that because the money's not right.
Yeah.
It's not because they don't want to fight.
I mean, I don't even think it's about the money at this point. The biggest thing that was holding it back for the longest time was promotional rates. You know, Terrence was with Top Rank, and Errol was with PBC, Showtime. So those two companies, they don't work together. And this is like going back to the politics.
Okay, thank you for enlightening me, because I didn't know that. So
you have three major companies in boxing. You have PBC, Showtime, you have Top Rank, ESPN, and then you obviously have DAZN, which is Eddie Hearns and Golden Boy. And it's really stupid because Showtime will work with DAZN, but ESPN very rarely works with either of those two other companies. I don't know if it's like Pride, Bob Arum. He's 100 years old. He's literally like 99 years old.
He is.
No, I'm not.
no. I'm just laughing because like he had to make that a point. He's 99. Like, get out of here.
That man is not dying.
He's a legend. He's been around. He promoted Ali. He's been around forever. He's actually, and I met him. He's actually a decent guy. But whatever the ego is, you got to let it go because at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about the fans.
Yeah.
The fans
and the fighters.
Yeah.
Because being inactive because of that type of stuff.
And why do you think Terrence sued Top Rank? He was tired of it.
But then why? And it makes you mad that he re-signed with them.
No, he didn't re-sign with him.
Didn't he? After he sued him, he went back with him on a contract.
No, Terrence is a free agent right now.
Oh shit! I thought he went back with him.
Nope. He's and that's why they're saying they're actually going to make that fight between him and Errol.
So let me ask you a question. Why not remain a free agent and say, okay, I'm going to fight? Is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that someone can do?
You can, but here's the thing about being a free agent is that if you don't have a promotional company behind you, you don't have power behind you. Power in essence, like you don't know who the judges are going to be. You don't know who the referee's going to be. You don't know where the venue's going to be. You know what I mean? This all comes with the territory. So you want ESPN behind you. You want Showtime. Al Heyman, people don't really know who Al Heyman is. He's the owner of PBC. Yeah. You want him behind you because he's going to say, hey, for example, if I fought for him, you're going to fight in New York, which you're going to fight next. This is your opponent. You have 3 months. You know, who do you want for your referee?
Really?
Yeah. Who do you want the judges?
So they kind of have your back for everything? Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Okay.
I did not know that.
That's
okay. So
it's not spoken about. I better not get in trouble from anyone, but that's
really.
Welcome to the boxing world.
That's the politics you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
It goes that deep.
Wow. I see.
Even your judges, you can kind of.
I'm gonna say this. I shouldn't say it, but there's a lot of dirty fighters. There's a lot of dirty fighters.
Yeah.
Drugs is no secret in the sport of boxing, any sport.
Yep.
So a lot of fighters, they get obviously, tested. But if you have a promoter behind you and you have a unison, collision with whether it's VADA, there's different bodies, governing bodies. They're gonna tell you, okay, you're gonna get tested on this day. Someone's gonna come to your house. Someone's gonna be at the gym. You're gonna get tested on this day.
And they make sure.
And guess what? It's 2 months away, 3 months away. I'm gonna take my EPO. I'm gonna take my clenbuterol, Canelo's favorite.
Thank you.
It is
Oh,
what it is.
man.
It is, bro.
I got 2 Rogers here.
Thank you. I love it.
I got 2 Rogers here. You're trying to make it scary for me right now.
Let's not leave out Valdez too, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, what part of camp is Valdez as?
Yeah.
Canelo's camp, Garcia, he was part of that camp. Don't tell me the kid's not juiced. Look at the size of him. Like, you see that kid, 2 years ago, before the Canelo camp, and then now? Everyone's on it, bro. I hate to say it.
That sucks.
I do have to say it. Manny?
That's why he didn't want to do the blood test.
How did Marquez get so big for that fourth fight?
That's true. That's true.
Marquez is a little featherweight, bro. Now he looked like the Hulk against Manny Pacquiao. Where'd he get that huge knockout power, bro? I know it's, time, dedication, but, bro, you don't just go from featherweight to welterweight and be knocking out Manny Pacquiao out cold.
No, it's true, and I think the same way about Mosley too. I wish Coach Dayton was here.
Mosley got
There you
busted,
go.
bro.
There we go.
He's part of the whole ball.
There we go.
So,
No, cheating takes away from the sport, any sport it is, because you guys.
No,
people work
I
their
know
ass
that.
off,
No,
right?
listen, I know.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not promoting it, but in every sport, there's people cheating.
100%.
Some way, somehow.
Yeah, look at Giannis
can't
Antetokounmpo. Like,
No,
What?
don't.
he looks massive. I'm not
Listen,
going to say.
don't listen. I'm telling you. I'm only telling you this because of one reason. Okay.
What?
He came from Greece. I think the doping, most of it is a Western culture thing.
You think so?
I think so. There's a lot of things that we do.
Or Russian. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say what third.
The whole Russian Federation, they can't even operate.
Yeah, they
it
can't
was
even go to the
government
Olympics.
funded. Government funded.
But they've been working with us on this stuff. Well, come on, you're acting like they didn't have the idea from us.
so you think Western world invented doping, basically? Like,
No, not invented doping, but kind of made it.
We
cool.
lead the way.
Okay, look at baseball.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Not Griffey. What's that boy? His name?
Sosa?
Sanders, Sosa, and McGuire. okay?
Clemens too.
Right? All doping.
Yep.
Now, yeah, they may not get into the Hall of Fame, but people have realized, yo, you know what I mean? I could get to this type of level and up my game, and they might let it slide. They still got paid.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
but they got their money. They got paid for their job, right? Look at wrestlers. You don't think that these wrestlers out here ain't doping up?
Oh, yeah.
That's why they go crazy and
They all
kill people.
dying at 40, bro.
Yeah.
Like WWE, oh, of course.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Another sport,
Yeah, it's
basketball.
hard.
People get pinched for PEDs in basketball
Yeah.
too.
But not the
Foot-
main guys. That's the thing. You're in
football's the
control,
same.
right?
No, look at Peyton Manning. They said he was getting growth hormones for a hot minute. That's why his forehead was so big.
What about Brady?
I don't know if Brady.
Is he an anomaly?
I think
Brady's
he's just
all
an anomaly.
avocado toast. That's it. Nothing else.
No, I don't think. No. To be honest, his wife's a witch, bro.
Yes.
What?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I wish I had the clip, but
No. She does like these ceremonies and stuff. And Aaron Rodgers' new girl's a
Oh,
witch.
shoot.
Yeah, no, like I don't mean it in a bad way. Like Brady comes, I have a clip of Brady saying it himself. He goes, "My wife for I think 5 years told him when he was gonna win the Super Bowl. You got to do da 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 da," and he did everything she said. Won the Super Bowl. Oh babe, it's not your year this year. He tried everything to fight against it and still lost.
And he wears like bracelets and charms that go with that. Yeah.
She makes little shrines and stuff from.
Yeah,
I'm telling
yeah.
you, bro.
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers is winning next year. You heard it here because he's dating a witch.
Aaron Rodgers ain't winning nothing.
Yeah,
That guy is so.
no.
Listen,
He's a choke artist.
listen.
Dating a witch.
He's so talented, but so arrogant
yeah.
that he doesn't realize he kills himself.
Takes it away.
Who's winning the chip next year in the NFL? I love NFL, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Brady can get this one and stop. Like, I want him to stop. Like, last year wasn't his fault. The defense let him down. But,
He almost pulled it off, eh?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he almost pulled his defense, let him down.
No, it's true.
If they got him to overtime, who's to say that something doesn't
Probably
happen?
would have done it. Yeah.
And you really think that the Bengals would have beat the Bucks?
Yeah, that was an anomaly right there.
The Bengals.
No.
I think so.
Listen, Joe Burrow
We'll see next year.
I like
We'll see
Joe
next
Burrow.
year.
I like him too. He's legit.
Listen, he's a good to great player. Coming off the ACL injury, like, do you know what I mean? It's a different thing.
We'll see.
So who do you got?
I gotta go Bucks. I'm gonna go up.
Going with the Bucks?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
All right. I'm gonna say I can't believe we're talking about football. I love football, bro. Shoot. I can't say KC.
Why not?
Why not?
Why can't you say
Because
KC?
he lost the cheetah. He lost.
So?
Tyreek.
Yeah, he's
that was
gone.
his weapon. That was number one
Hold
weapon.
on. So hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You really believe that Tyreek means that much to Patrick Mahomes, who has Kelsey, an array of other, we'll say, B plus to B minus players in the receiving corps with his arm, his accuracy, the way that.
The reason I say is because Tyreek, and Mahomes even said this. Sometimes I just throw the ball. Tyreek's gonna
Yeah, he'll be gone.
and he doesn't have that luxury. And trust me, it's
Yeah.
a big luxury, and we're going to see it because he's in Miami. I don't think Miami's obviously not going to do anything, but it's hard to compensate for that level of a receiver, and you're going to see it too. And the reason I can't say the Bucks because Gronk is not committed this
he's
year. He's
done.
not coming back. So now, and I know, and listen, I love the Bucks. I love Brady, but they're a stacked team. They got Godwin, a healthy Godwin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that division, man, there's so many things
Okay,
that have
no,
to
no.
go,
So,
you know,
but hold on.
and
Tell me the teams that are in their way, other than the Rams.
the Rams, obviously. Who they,
There's nobody really else in their way.
I know, right?
Green Bay, nothing.
Well,
Dallas is gonna be short.
Wait, Green Bay's winning.
Yeah,
Remember.
he's gonna
No,
win
I know.
MVP again, and he's winning.
I know. Listen,
Did you see his new tattoo?
hold on. Aaron Rodgers is getting another trophy, maybe MVP, but that's it, buddy.
We'll
Go
see.
ahead. Go ahead, Alex.
No, I'm curious because we got Russ. Like you said, who's in their way?
Russ isn't over there anymore.
No,
He's with
Russ
Denver.
is in Denver, so I'm asking, is Denver going to be a problem?
Denver could be a problem.
Yeah.
They really could. But you know what team, to be honest, I feel is going to run through everybody is going to be Buffalo.
Bills. Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
Buffalo.
was gonna say
They
the
got
Bills.
Tre'Davious White back. Sorry if I mispronounced it the first time. They got him back.
Yeah.
He was their defensive anchor. He's going to be that defense. And then they added those other two receivers in the draft. I'm telling you, B, like I hate to say this, he's Brett Favre, but better. And he's getting better.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about Josh Allen. He's Brett Favre.
So-
big, strong guy who could run. Do you know what I mean?
So basically what you're saying is we're going to have Bills Mafia throwing
I hope so.
tables
Yeah.
on top of this year?
Oh yeah, probably.
Holy smokes.
Now, their record may not be cute, pretty. It might be ugly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say they're going to run away with the division. Actually, I'm
13-4, let's say.
yeah, 13-4,
12-5.
12-5. Do you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. But I feel that they're going to be the main competition. Now, KC, I still give KC a shot. I still give.
Cincinnati's just a one-time deal unless
No, Cincinnati's going to be a problem, but
Patriots, are they going to be there?
my Patriots are done, bro.
They're done? They
done.
were all right.
You're a Pats fan
They're
too,
your
aren't you?
favorite- They're your Patriots.
You're a Pats fan too, aren't you?
I'm a Brady fan.
Oh, so that's why you were.
I jumped
Oh,
ship.
okay, you
Yeah.
jumped ship.
I'm a Pats
All right.
fan, but I'm a Brady fan, you know what I mean? So I still root for the
Yeah.
Pats. I'm not going to leave
How do you
Bills.
feel about the Cowboys?
Oh, I
do
hate
with
the
that.
Cowboys.
know.
Next question.
Yeah, good.
So,
we can move on from that.
When did you start boxing?
I started boxing straight out of high school. I went to high school here, and then I played football in high school. Was a safety. We won the cities. That was nice.
Nice. What school?
It was formerly known Bishop Grandin. I don't know what it's.
Isn't it still?
No, they changed the name.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Bishop Grandin, just off of a Heritage.
Yeah.
A Heritage Station.
I didn't know they changed the name.
Yeah, they changed the name. So I was offered to try it with the Dinos, but my grades were in the gutter at that point. So I go back, and then just honestly, it's just something to do, right? Like as a young kid, you gotta stay active. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're in.
And you started with one of the best coaches that I've known in the sport so
I
far.
think.
And what's his
Kevin
coach's name?
McDermott.
Kevin McDermott, I think he's honestly the best coach Calgary man I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be biased, but this guy was just such a big influence, not just in the Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the country, in the world.
Yeah.
Like this guy, he competed at the Commonwealth Games. He actually won. I think he won a bronze medal, silver medal at the Commonwealth Games. And then he told me the funny story. He said he's like I was in the semifinals. I was fighting a black fighter out of Ghana, and he's like, I just remember getting clipped, and I woke up and that was it. The fight was over. And he's like, and that's when I realized I gotta become a coach. I'm done fighting.
Really?
I don't.
Wow.
And that's what happens, honestly, because I fought a very good African fighter in the Francophone Games, 2009, and the hardest I've ever been hit, bro.
Really?
These guys are built different. They may not be the most technically sound, but
Yeah.
Have you seen the Dembe Warriors?
the who?
The Dembe, I might be saying it wrong.
It's almost like Muay Thai style. So
No.
wrap one arm.
They wrap one arm and it's almost like rope. They band it up. Pardon me?
Did you just curse?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But sorry, mom. But they just swing with the one hand,
Okay.
and they just go mad at each other, man. I gotta. Yeah, see that? I can pull this.
Scary, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, going back to Kevin McDermott, he was such an influence on the community, helping kids of all ages, getting them on the right path. And that's what the best thing boxing can do for these kids is get them off the street and give them discipline and get them focused on
Structure.
Yeah, I see it here. I see it back in my hometown in Veracruz. Because if these kids are not in the gym or they're not focused on a career path,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, they're they're slanging dope. They're all hanging with the bad,
Yeah,
running with the.
because they feel that there's no other opportunities.
Yeah. Drinking,
That simple.
doing shit
Drinking,
like that.
doing
Yeah.
drugs. You know what I mean? Fighting gangs, and a lot of these kids. I'm telling you, man, they don't live past 30.
Yeah. No, it's a sad reality, man. And then
So if you can get these kids on the right path, it doesn't have to be boxing.
Yeah, but just give them that boxing to give them
Hockey,
discipline,
you
so
know,
that they, yeah, of course,
football,
basketball,
whatever.
Yeah.
oh, of
It doesn't
course,
even have to be a sport. If the kid wants to be an astronaut.
yeah.
or even an artist. Paint.
But hold on though, don't you believe? Yes, people, I'm gonna say this. Don't you think?
The earth is flat?
No. that most people would chalk it up to parenting as well. I mean, even though if you come from a bad home, if you don't have anybody around, one person, whether they're a stranger or not, that sees something in you.
Yeah.
But maybe the way you're acting out, they can't see it because of the pain you're dealing with, maybe from your upbringing or the lifestyle that you've been pushed into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%, and that's what we're gonna see here. I'm like I said, I'm fighting in New York here in 5 weeks. I've been in New York, love New York, big city. But you see the same thing in, for example, in Queens. On one side you'll have, literally the ghetto. On the other side you'll have a $1 billion condominium complex.
Yeah.
All opposite sides. So what's the difference between one side of the street versus the other?
Just money and opportunity.
You just said it. Yeah. So that's the same thing with these kids. Just give them an opportunity. Like you said, make them believe.
That they can do something other than that garbage on the street.
Exactly.
Yeah. What they're taking in on social media, what's cool, do your own thing.
And so that's why I tell anyone that's listening, like, you may not think you're anyone, or you may not be thinking you're doing anything special, but trust me, these kids, especially on social media, they see and they aspire to adults, to what we see, what we do. And if you can do anything, just try to, input a little positivity into these kids. It has ripple effects that'll just carry on forward, and you wouldn't even realize it. Because let's face it, brother, tomorrow is not a given for anyone.
No, it's not. It's not. And
So what's the impression that you left, on society, on the kids, on anyone,
On the
right?
next generation.
The next generation,
Yeah.
and the one after that, right?
yeah. So I did a little research, or we did a little research on you, and we seen that you were gonna go to the Olympics, but you decided to go pro. Could you tell us why?
Oh man. Okay, so I lost to Jose Ramirez,
Okay.
who's a world champion right now at the qualifiers. And that was kind of heartbreaking. That was in Rio de Janeiro. And I wanted to continue, the Olympic path. But it's politics.
Would have
again,
been another
man.
4 years.
Another 4 years. I'm going to say here, you have to kiss all the.
But yeah, there's certain people's arse.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss.
So-
Specifically for Montreal.
So
Then they made it a thing that they weren't going to get you weren't going to get any funding unless you moved to Montreal. I mean, and that's not a big issue.
Why do they want you in Montreal? Like, just at their
they create
gyms?
control.
Oh.
It's all about control. They want to oversee you. They want to make sure you're not at the club, you're chasing girls. Folks, and I can respect that. You want to be in the gym. But at the same time, it's a big commitment. Just say, hey, I'm going to go up and, move to Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the way it is over there to an
Yeah.
extent.
And not only that, dude, it's just like, when's the last time Canada won a medal in boxing?
It's usually
1996.
was it Sullivan?
No, Sullivan was 88, I believe. But
Damn.
yeah. But anyways, that's exactly. It's been that long. So with that ground, all the funding that comes from Olympic boxing is based on how many medals you get at the Olympics. So boxing not having any medals, there was no money.
Wow.
We got to survive, right? Things are
True.
expensive.
True.
Yeah.
You guys go to Stampede? Like, you see how much?
No, I don't go because it's too expensive, man.
That's too hot.
Yeah. It's
So,
way too much.
I haven't been to Stampede for years.
Yeah.
no.
Nothing good came out of it for
So I have a question for you. That road up until that fight that you lost, if you won that fight, you would have been in the Olympics, correct?
Bro, I deserve to be at the Olympics. I deserve to be at the Olympics. It's all based on continental quotas. So each continent gets 6 fighters at the
Yeah.
Olympics, right? And so fighters that I'd beat at the World Championships, Commonwealths, I beat the African champion. I beat numerous European fighters that went to the Olympics because their continent was a little bit weaker than the Americas. But basically, I had to go through either Jose Ramirez or Felix Verdejo to get to the Olympics.
So you have to fight other continent fighters to work your way up the rankings.
No. The Olympic qualifiers is all based on your continent. Okay, so I was the number one ranked fighter in Canada. I
Yeah.
was the number one ranked fighter in Canada.
Yeah.
In the qualifiers, I had to beat the number one fighter out of the U.S.
I see.
or one of the number one
Because
fighter.
of your continent.
That's
Gotcha.
correct.
Yeah.
Versus if I was in Africa, which I beat the African champion at the World Championships, I would have already qualified just by being the number one ranked fighter.
Yeah.
By beating him, right? All I had to do, if I moved to Africa, I would have gone.
Yeah. I see
If
what
I
you're
moved to Australia, I would have gone to the Olympics.
So you literally had to move out the country to make your dream happen because of politics.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of bad breaks. Just situations like.
Yeah, it's situational.
Okay.
Yeah. And which is kind of upsetting because before it was just your number one ranked fighter in the country you go to
Yeah.
the Olympics. Right. So, hey, bro, it is what it is, man. You know, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm here with you, fine gentlemen, today.
Yeah. Yet again, thank you.
Yeah, man. Well,
yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate your input on the GOAT. Who was it again?
For basketball, Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Yeah, Michael Jordan, man.
That's
All right.
Like the thing is, I grew up with Kobe, so like let me be completely utterly honest when I say this. Okay, I recognize Michael Jordan as the GOAT.
Right.
But if you ask me truly who my GOAT is, it's Kobe Bryant. I grew up with him. From the time he came in the league until he retired.
We're all entitled to our opinion, brother.
Yeah.
Like I said, I respect it. My man over here saying Steph Curry.
Yeah, like,
over Kobe. For
yeah,
me.
you're drunk. You're
No.
drunk.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
The Finals MVP should have gone to Powell for one of them, and you know that. There you
No,
go.
I
There
can't
you
say
go.
that. Do
There
you want to
go.
know why?
Why?
Because Kobe, as much as people don't
Because he took
realize,
40 shots that game? Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
yeah, okay, go with the stats. But you know what's funny though? When Powell played without Kobe, no rings, no nothing. When Shaq played without Kobe, he only got one.
Miami.
Kobe went back to back. So the three-peat, are we gonna act like it was Shaq carrying Kobe, or was it, hey, listen, sometimes I'm gonna drive this Ferrari and my legs are gonna get tired,
He had
and
Bynum
I'm gonna
too.
jump out.
I
Next
can
thing you know,
keep
you're
going.
gonna talk
I
to
can keep
Smush
going.
Parker, right?
I can keep going. Who?
Next thing you know, you're gonna talk to me about Smush Parker, right? Or Shannon Brown.
Oh, yo,
Bro,
Shannon Brown's a legend.
Well, Rick Fox. Rick Fox.
No, but that's
Fox.
no,
Legend.
hold on, no. That's the three-peat time though, right?
I know, I
Rick
know.
Fox,
I know.
Derek.
Horry, Robert Horry.
That shot, bro, that he made against Sacramento, I still remember it.
There you go.
Hey,
Oh, that was killer, bro.
Vadi's the one that passed it to him. So that's what you get, Vadi. You want to be lazy and not grab the rebound?
No, and you're kind of adding on to the Kobe, the legend of Kobe. Like I said, and Draymond said this. If they didn't have Durant for those 2 years, they would not have beat LeBron. And now LeBron would have had 6.
Possible, very possible.
Speculative, right?
Yeah, and listen, I can also say if the Cavs never got a stimulus package against the Warriors when Draymond got kicked out the game for calling what's his face the B word
The next
after
shot.
he rubbed his genitalia on his forehead. I don't know which man is. Imagine you boxing, the guy knocks you down, the guy tells the other fighter to go, and he steps over you and rubs his manhood against you. You're not gonna be sane.
no.
You're gonna be like, yo, what are you doing,
Hell
bro?
no.
Like, this is a game, or this is a sport. Okay, you don't like me, I don't like you. Let's be respectful in the sense if I knock you down, I'll let you get up. But that's another question I want to ask you. With the rules, like, because I know you studied the game. So with the rules back in the day, I was watching the older ones. I think it was,
Which era?
no, not Joe Louis. Shane has him in here.
Johnson?
Shane has him in here. I'm trying to remember the name.
Marciano?
No, Marciano.
Jack Dempsey?
Dempsey.
Okay.
Okay, so the Jack Dempsey days, right? When they used to knock their opponents down, they could literally stand right over them like there wasn't going to your own corner. And I watched a documentary on that. How do you feel about those rules compared to now? And if we kept that part of the rules, if boxing would be looked at as a savage sport?
Well, it's different, man. Like I said, back in the day, dude, they used to do like
15, 20 rounds.
no, try 100.
When first,
Last man standing, bro.
Yeah.
I saw this.
Doghouse.
There was a fight in 1870. something like that.
This
It's a long time
It was a
ago.
while ago.
And Buddy scored a 75th round knockout. And in the middle of the summer.
And these are 3-minute rounds.
3 rounds. Yeah.
Shit.
So somebody,
Different, bro.
Parkinson's, they had all
I
that.
remember back then they're fighting for food,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
we're fighting for food. Now it's just like Instagram likes.
And then after that, the mob ran the boxing, you know. So
Okay.
they told you who you're gonna fight, when you're gonna fight, and you accept whatever you know. If they
got-
told you you're
And
gonna.
it's run by the mob still today.
Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Very true. But they would tell you if you're gonna take a dive, you're gonna take a dive. If you don't, you're not. Your family might not be home when you get home.
Yeah.
You know, it was different.
Yeah, that
So, like I said, it's a different game now. Now it's all about, like I said, it's political, money, and it's about who you know.
Yeah.
That's what it is now. So and that's why you see these YouTubers just taking off because they're so well known, right? Like Jake Paul. Like Jake Paul's fighting on pay-per-view.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I'm here
terrible.
talking about Jake Paul.
Yo,
I'm shaking my head right now.
I know. I shake my head every time I bring him up too, because I don't want to.
the only thing I say all the time, I say, think about Jake Paul however you want, but at least he is taking the sport serious. Like, even though we're seeing the Instagram videos, I believe that he's actually in the lab working out because he has the money and the opportunity to do it. He has the resources.
100%.
So I don't think he's taking it for a joke. Now, his opponents recently, up till now,
Yeah.
okay,
Like-
a squeegee, a mop, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
what's he? He's not a boxer yet.
No.
He's an amateur trying to become a boxer.
Well,
in some form.
let's see his next fight, man. Rotman Jr.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like he's not fighting, he's fighting an actual fighter now. Let's see what he does.
But it's working. He's got me snared in, and I want to
know,
watch
bro.
this. You know what I mean?
It's part of
It's-
entertainment though.
I get it, but it's worked, and I feel bad about it.
I've had to watch every one of his fights. I can't.
Because I want to see him get beat. I really want to see.
I want to see him
Yeah.
fight a real fighter. Like I
Yeah.
mean, I know he's fighting. What's his name?
Raheem Rotman Jr., yeah.
Yeah.
That
But
dude's
I'd like
big.
to see him fight like I know he's supposed to fight Tommy, but Tommy kept pulling out.
Fury.
Yeah.
Is that because they're not allowed in the States or something? Or
That's what I thought I saw last time, but
Come on,
I don't know. I
Why,
don't know.
why are they not allowed? In the
I
States?
don't know.
Come on, dude. But I'd like to see him fight like a dream, like fight Chavez. You know.
I don't know. But after Travis lost to Silva,
Anderson Silva. Okay, fight Silva.
Oh,
I
he
don't
would get.
know.
There's no way he could beat Silva.
Isn't Silva a little bit smaller than him?
Silva's a mixed martial artist turned boxer,
Okay.
right? Like
That would
I still
be,
think.
I think he'd wash Jake.
Yeah,
that would be a
He'd
good
wash
fight.
him.
Yeah.
A good point.
He'd wash him. Like he understands the angles more than.
Like Canelo.
Come on, Canelo's not taking that.
gonna hurt him.
Hold on, you hear what Canelo said? Canelo said, "Man, go with those dreams somewhere else. Maybe later on, when I get to Mayweather age, I'll do that just for the fans. Who wants to see that? You
what?
really want to see him fight Canelo
I would love
and
to
get
see him fight
injured?
Canelo.
I wouldn't mind
Canelo
seeing
would
him
probably
fight.
almost kill this guy. Come on, bro.
Like
Yeah.
somebody.
All right. It's hard because, like I said, anyone that is actually a good fighter would destroy him. You know.
Yeah,
I agree.
but he has to work his way up. Every fighter has to work their way up. No, isn't that fair to say? I'm not. Yeah,
Lomachenko won his world title in his second fight. I know he
Yeah,
had
but-
that huge amateur career. I know he had the huge
And he's
amateur
a
background.
yeah. And
the politics that you're talking about,
Yeah.
right? Who's to say that they didn't play a part in him getting in the second fight as a pro?
Guess who his promoter is?
Who?
Bob Arum.
Oh, Bob Arum.
So see that?
Yeah.
It's all about rubbing elbows with the right
I was
people.
trying to get a fight with Lomachenko.
Yeah.
I would love to fight Lomachenko. And people are like, oh, he kick your butt, this and that. Whatever. At least I was in there with him.
That would be very cool. Would you fight him southpaw, or because you naturally float back and forth, eh? Like
Yeah,
you're an orthodox, but
Yeah,
you.
I've been
you,
fighting southpaw a lot lately. If I fought Loma, I would would stay in the pocket, and I would just
Really?
work the body, man.
stance?
Why would you try to
Or would you mix
outbox
it
the
up?
Matrix?
Yeah, he's gonna be moving constantly.
So
Body's
sometimes
not
I
gonna
find-
be able to get out of the way, but his head cast.
Yeah, and you see if you get touched, and he touches you with the jab, his hands down for that split second, come over with a weeping left hook. If he touches you with his left, all right, you gotta shoot. You just gotta do it instinctively, right?
Yeah.
I know he's a bad dude. I know, but
But if you're staying in the pocket, don't you think he'll just dance around you and
you gotta be aware of that. You gotta
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah,
So, okay, so he's gonna pivot to your left. He always pivots.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's that one pivot and
Okay, so pivot with them and shoot while you pivot.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get hit either way.
Yeah.
So at least go down swinging.
What are your thoughts on Shakur and Loma?
They're talking about that fight.
Yeah.
So let's not bypass Robson Constancio. He's got a chance against Shakur. Obviously, everyone's gonna pick Shakur. But if Shakur takes on Loma, it's gonna be a chess match. It all depends, man. Loma's 34 now, so I think he's
up
still
there.
in his prime. But
He's getting there, buddy.
Shakur is just he's peaking right now.
Yeah.
So it's at this point it's a pick 'em fight. But in a year from now, who knows, right? But I love both fighters.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen him around. Shakur's my dude. Nothing but the
Have you sparred him?
Shakur.
Yeah.
I should get in his camp, one of these days.
That would be so.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is get out to New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'll be invited in camp. I know the whole group, right? Broner. Broner's got a fight coming
The
up.
legend. Yes. I love Broner.
I hate him. I hate him. I want to see his face get hit.
That fight card is
multiple
going to be
times.
incredible because there's 3 great fights on there, and he's one of them. So
Yeah.
Who else is fighting on that card?
I don't know. It's on my phone.
Okay. Because
But
he's fighting
it's in
Figueroa, right?
August.
Omar?
August, is it?
August 20th.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Your fight's in mid-August.
Yeah, August 12th.
August 12th. Okay.
in
New York.
Queens, New York.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely tune into that.
Fighting undefeated Irish kid, McRory, I think his name is, 11-0, and we get that W, man. We back.
Yeah.
Be on Showtime, be on ESPN.
So that's another question I wanted to ask you. Out of those 3 losses, which one do you feel?
I learned the most from.
Yeah, or you weren't prepared. Like you thought you were, and you got a completely different game plan than what you thought was gonna happen.
Brother, listen, I don't make any excuses when I lose. I accept it like a man.
Yeah.
When I fought Flores, I had a jawline fracture. I got it 8 days before the fight. I felt it as soon as I got clipped, and I'm like,
That
worst thing that could
sucks.
happen because if you get clipped,
Yeah.
your jaw's fully broken and that's it, fight's over. So I'd be wary of that. I've been asking Top Rank to give me that Flores rematch. And, might happen down the road. With John Joe, that was my first L. And John Joe, I had him out on his feet, bro. On the 6th round, I clipped him. He did a little stanky leg.
Yeah.
And,
Shoulder.
and then the bell rang, and then he ran the last 2 rounds. He didn't want it. And I talked to John Joe. John Joe's a friend of mine. And I asked him, like, bro, give me a rematch. I'll fight you in Ireland, bro. He's like, no.
Really?
I'm never fighting you again.
Oh, shit.
Because I was running for my life, my friend.
Yeah.
So, and then Robson, bro, a lot of people thought I beat Robson, straight up. I outboxed him. I know I landed him, but he's the Olympic gold medalist. He had all the promotion behind him. That guy was given more money, like meal money that week than I earned for that fight.
Wow.
That's how much money he got for that fight.
It goes.
That's all purses, right?
Yeah, but it goes into what you were saying. Remember when we were talking about the Bivol and Canelo, and you said they gave Canelo 4 rounds, and it was like the first.
No,
The first 4. They gave him the first 4.
Yeah, they gave. And if Canelo had won one of the last 3 rounds, it would have been a draw.
See, because going back to a couple podcasts ago, I was talking about what's his name again? Anyway, doesn't matter. The fact that if a fix was in, I'm not saying that it was, that the judges would give him the first 4 rounds, because if there was a cut anytime after that, they would go to the scorecards and they would give it to Canelo. There were a couple rounds that I think you had to give to Bivol just to make it look like. Although I'm just talking how the setup would go. I'm not saying how I saw the fight, because I saw the fight. Maybe I could give Canelo 2 rounds, 3 if I was being really generous.
Yeah, I got like 3, 4, maybe max
4. Wow.
Yes,
Max 4.
That's
I'm a Canelo stan, and I'm telling you, 2 rounds max.
I know.
2 rounds max. And because a guy.
You got outboxed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bivol was outboxing him from the beginning, man.
Great
he got
coaching,
him
too.
so frustrated that like he tried to pull his little trick of trying to draw him in.
Yeah.
And Bivol looked at him and said, "Bro, I already know I'm winning.
I'm good.
Yeah, come on here and get these hands, bro. They're rated E for everyone." You know
How did you have it scored?
I scored it, 9-3, Bivol. The thing that impressed me about Bivol the most was he was able to stand in the pocket with Canelo.
Yeah.
Most fighters won't do that. And he's a tall, lanky guy. He just took those shots, man.
Yeah.
He did eat some shots.
Yeah.
He just took them. And then obviously he countered nice. And the thing about that disappointment in Canelo, you never had a plan B.
Yeah, like
He's gonna,
I was saying,
knock him out, I'm going to knock him out, and that's it. But he never adjusted.
Yeah.
He
he
really
mixed up his punches, throw some here, there, and then
variance,
stick it in. You know.
But as a pro fighter, isn't that a coach as well that should be in your corner telling you like, hey, bro, this isn't working. Let's switch it up.
Yeah, 100%. But I think they were, like I said, they were so accustomed to knocking their opponent out
Yeah.
and winning every round, almost every round, that they didn't come to the idea that they could actually lose this fight. They underestimated people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think
you saw
everyone
it.
did.
Yeah.
And that's why and then I'm sure the coach was telling Canelo stuff, but you see, Canelo was huffing and puffing.
I was gonna say that's a tiring fight.
Yeah, he was gassed.
Throwing
Bivol
power.
said it at the end, right? Bivol said all he was throwing was hard shots.
Yeah. Well, look at
Nothing
his
was-
arms.
And
Yeah.
all he did was catch and counter.
Yeah.
It was pretty basic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, and I'm looking at Canelo, I'm like, Canelo, you see that he's catching your shot and countering. So, okay, so throw him some feints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look to counter his counter.
Yeah.
Try to be a step ahead. And this is me saying, I'm like,
Yeah.
Canelo was never
Yeah.
ranked number 1 pound for pound before
Yeah.
the fight, right?
Exactly.
And now, like I said, but
So now let's get back into you. So after those ones, you got your latest win. How did that feel?
I mean, winning the lightweight title over in Vancouver was dope. You know, sweet. It was kind of unfortunate we didn't have a crowd because of the pandemic or whatever, right? So that was a little different, but you know, it was nice to obviously get the title, get those belts, and like I said, man, I'm just warming up, man. You know, there's a lot of big fights coming up. I've been offered some big fights.
Nice.
Yeah.
My guy's been offered. I said, go to New York, and you know, I'm guaranteed another fight after that in New York.
What's it like fighting in front of a New York crowd, a Philly crowd? When it's-
Philly.
That's what I want to know too, man. That would be 'cause we all, yeah, for real.
You hear the music come on, and there's a lot of Mexican fans in that area. I got a lot of family over there, a lot of friends that are gonna come out and support. So yeah, you just get goosebumps, bro. It's just electrifying. You gotta calm yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you burn a lot of energy again. You get hyped.
Yeah.
So, but in New York, I've never fought in New York before, so that's gonna be different. But New York, Philly's obviously a fight town,
Yeah.
and New York,
Are you in the Garden?
no, I'm not at the Garden.
Okay.
I wish I was at the
Yeah.
Garden. Bro.
All right.
Next one,
All right.
the Garden.
Good.
But it's just electric, bro. That's all I can say. You just get
Yeah, I can imagine. I can
chills. You
imagine.
get chills.
Yeah.
And then you jump in the ring. Okay, it's time to go. You see your opponent.
Does it all not black out, but does it just become the ring after that? Like how much of
It's just you and
the?
your opponent. You gotta block everything out.
Yeah.
You can hear the crowd. You can hear your corner. Listen to your corner, but it's just you mano a mano. You know, guys trying to literally trying to knock you out, render you unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's trying.
Oh,
to
that's it's a fight.
Yeah,
Some people
yeah.
don't realize that it's a fight in there.
Dog
man.
fight, bro.
Yeah,
Two
it
dogs.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared, you're gonna,
Yeah.
get hurt.
Irene.
You get hurt.
your repercussions are deep.
Yeah. You don't play boxing.
Yeah.
Play boxing.
You know what I mean?
Love that quote.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the truth though, man. I mean, a lot of people think it is, but
Stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
like you're not gonna be seeing.
But
this
they're getting that idea from watching these celebrity boxing fights somehow. You know, some
I mean,
of them, right?
for some people,
Some
but
of them.
people who live in actual reality
Yeah.
understand that this is a skill that you have to train years
Yeah.
for and perfect your craft.
You don't just hit a punching bag and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Like, I mean, I told Coach Thompson and even Coach Otis the other day, like, yeah, I've been to some street fights as a kid, whatever, you know, whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not boxing.
No.
Okay, you know, street fight, anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
This is your hands, your feet, your mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. So I had a question for you, Alex. I was reading about just an interview from you in 2014, I believe it was.
Okay.
Long time ago. And you had mentioned that when you're transitioning to pro, it's better, not better, but it's a better strategy to have going at the body.
Yeah, I mean,
especially in the later rounds, because now you're gonna break it down,
That's
tear
right.
it down. Was that your strategy as well in the amateurs, or was that just come in for the pros?
in the amateur, it's all about points, right?
Yeah. So
gotta
were you
land your
focused on the
point.
body then, or were you?
You are a little bit, but a lot of the time they don't count.
Yeah, I was gonna
headshots
say, I don't
in
think- yeah,
amateur. No,
yeah.
they don't.
So what-
And the judges, they just see the headshots, so
Yeah.
you kind of
Head snap back,
You
yeah.
you come fixated on your headshots, getting the points, winning the fight.
So what made you transition into the body for
Because it
pros?
pays dividends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, inspiring that you take a guy to the body, one good body shot.
I've
And you're
taken.
done.
I've had a
Not
couple
even
rib
just done, but
injuries
you're
where.
just like,
Oh, yeah.
you're not the same fighter.
Yeah.
You cover it up. You're thinking defense instead of offense. Whereas if you just go head,
And- And covering up. So if you've got
Right.
short arms like me, you know what I mean? Your head's
Well,
wide
like
open.
my elbow, for me, when I get a body shot, my elbow digs into my body even more. Right? So I'm like, fuck. But yeah,
And then, like I said, it takes the steam out of the opponent's punches,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not as powerful. It takes the wind out of them.
Mm-hmm.
They can't
Conditioning really matters.
breathe. Body punches, and look for the obviously counter body shots. The left hook to the liver, that's the big one. The solar plex shot, you guys.
Oh, I hate that one. Right. Right.
Ooh, I see too many. That one in the liver, I think, seemed to be like the worst of the worst. I seen a couple knockouts over that where the guy gets in the liver and like he wants to get up, but his body's like,
Like
nah.
when B-Hop dropped De La Hoya.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Oh.
I like the ones like 2 second later reaction where you hit him, the guy moves back, and then he's like, oh,
But
right.
that's what I'm
Those
saying
are
though.
beautiful.
Hold on, let me ask you this question too. The Rolly and Tank fight, do you think Tank was running or do you think Tank set him up?
Boxing.
No, because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, he was running away from Rolly. I don't believe he was. I believe he was setting him up. I mean, he even said it himself. And then you go back and you watch the film and he sees that he's trying to pressure him and he's overreaching and overextending himself and leaving himself open.
Rolly is a very strong fighter. He's got big punching power for a lightweight, and Tank knew that because obviously they're all like I said, everyone in the boxing game at that level knows each other. So they're
To a certain extent, whether they've sparred or
right. And so Tank Davis, he's a big puncher, but he's also a pretty good counter puncher. So he said, okay, I can trade with with Rolly. I'm gonna get caught. Probably felt his power early on. He's like, or I can just box, set this guy. He called him an idiot, a clown. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, this is working, so just move, take my time. He's gonna walk into one of these punches, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He overstepped. He shot that right hand. He missed it wildly.
Reached for it, yeah.
And Tank just pulled back, slip left, counter left.
Same strategy with
It's over.
Santa
Beautifully.
Cruz.
so do you
No, Santa Cruz was that uppercut.
But it was kind of the same thing. Santa Cruz getting that punch, reaching for those punches, and
Yeah.
he's like, hey man, bring it, right?
and he backed him into a corner, and he knew he was gonna throw it,
was a
and he
beast.
That was devastating.
It like raised him just a bit, like he moved all the way.
You think that was
just
more
into-
devastating than Rolly's punch?
No, Rolly's punch. Listen, that uppercut, you could tell he threw everything into the uppercut.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
left
textbook.
hook,
That was a beautiful
that left
uppercut,
hook,
man.
He literally just put it out there and let him run into it.
Yeah.
It's like that Bruce Lee saying the shadow punch or whatever. Because the only reason why I know about that is because of Anderson Silva. He did it to a UFC fighter, Forrest Griffin. He was coming forward and he kind of threw the jab out there and let him run into it. So he didn't have to throw a lot of power. It was the speed of, you know what I mean, him running into it, like running into a wall. He broke his jaw, made him, crap himself, and he left the ring right away, right? So I think that's what happened to Rolly, is that because he was
you were like,
overextended.
yeah.
This is the same thing you tell me when I'm here and you're telling me you don't want me to lean over my knee. I'm exposing myself, and that's what Rolly did. Like when he went forward, he was
Walked right into it.
yeah.
And there's
And it's smart of him as well too. Like, why fight that? Why fight the fight your opponent wants to fight?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
Bivol beat
When
Canelo.
when
He
when
had
you're a
fight
much
his fight.
he's a better boxer. You know what I mean? He's a much better boxer than Rolly is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he knew exactly what he was doing.
What did you think of Kambosos and Haney?
oh man, I fell asleep.
Oh no!
That's what I said.
Fell asleep, bro. This is boring, bro.
But hold
Come
on.
on, you didn't fight.
Like I didn't find it boring. I found it educational for me because I'm not. Do you know what I mean? But he outclassed him. He pitched a shutout.
Haney's a terrific fighter, terrific boxer. But Kambosos, he knew he had everything, going for him yet in
This
this country.
crowd, this country, yeah.
Yeah, he was the ace that
Yeah.
had the ref, had the judges, had everything to his advantage, and he literally
Couldn't do it.
didn't change his game plan. 12 rounds.
Yeah.
It's not working. Change
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought, all right, like you're trying to outbox Haney, who's like a pure boxer.
Yeah.
You gotta make that fight ugly. Make it a dog fight.
And he started doing it in the later rounds, but it was too late, man.
A little bit, not really.
But like, and that's why I agree with you. That fight, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, his jab was amazing, Haney, but man, come on, Kambosos, you know this guy's a great boxer. You need to bring the fight to him.
And now they're having the rematch, and I'm like, do I really want to see it?
Well, I think he's being forced to have the rematch because he doesn't want.
Oh no, it was
He
in
wants
the
to
contract,
get all.
right?
The, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
I just want to see I want the rematch to be done with because I want to see Haney, who I think is going to win, fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko's gonna
Yeah,
get there.
yeah.
who do you think Tank should fight next?
Tank should fight. Ryan Garcia.
I was going to ask you about that. 'cause
It's
I'm like,
due. It's due.
It's time, man.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia hasn't stopped talking about that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give the kid some
Just
of
let
that
it
medicine,
happen.
some of that sleeping medicine that you gave to Wally.
I'm going for Garcia for that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you picking Garcia over?
I'm not a Davis fan, no. He's a great boxer, but I'm just not a fan of Davis.
Baltimore, stand up, man. That's all I can say. I'm Calgary. I was born here.
Nope.
Still rocky with Tank, man.
You
Tank.
got Tank? Yeah, I got Tank.
I got Tank, man. Because you know what? At the end of the day, all the body shots Ryan can throw in his life ain't gonna protect him when he gets tapped on that chin.
No, I get it. I totally get it. He's way more skilled than him, too. Tank is way more skilled than Garcia. Better patience, better, everything. But I gotta
he
go
had
for
to learn
Garcia.
that,
That's
though.
I have to.
No, but Tank had to learn that though. This Tank that we're seeing right now isn't the Tank.
For
we're
sure.
seeing.
He's matured.
Yeah,
He's matured.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what makes
Garcia
it dangerous.
hasn't matured.
You see what I
Right? So
mean?
I'm hoping that this fight, win or lose, will help him reach that next stage, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a King Ryan fan. I don't really care.
I became a fan after that fight against that British dude. I forgot his name.
Olympian Ryan Campbell.
Yeah. Luke Campbell.
Campbell, right?
Yeah. So
Oh,
when
Ryan Campbell.
Luke Campbell
Yeah,
he
Luke Campbell.
knocked him down and he got up, and I was like, okay, because I was always against Garcia before. I hated Garcia, but after that fight, I'm like, whoa, this guy got up, knocked him down. Like usually fighters that talk so much, and then mental health came after. But
That was
I'm very. I was.
Sorry, that was lame, bro.
It was terrible. It was Ben Simmons again, right? But
Yeah.
but it's. I respect that in a fighter to get up and be like, hey, cool, shake it off. Let's get back in there, right? I don't know.
I mean, the last fight, remember, we were watching it against.
Oh,
guy
I
that
turned
Game
that off.
Boy.
Yeah, Fundora was funner.
We had to go
Yeah.
to Fundora because
Yeah.
it was like, I'm not saying that the other fighter was a skill, but you could tell that Ryan was at a higher level than him.
Yeah.
And just,
But it's his
wasn't
new
going to
coach,
work.
his new coach now, right? Because he left that team, Eddie's team. So
Oh, he's fighting next weekend, eh?
yeah.
yeah.
He's fighting Javier Fortuna.
The
from
pretty boy.
Dominican.
Yeah.
Pretty boy.
How do you think that fight's going to go?
It's hard to say. I mean, Fortuna's fought a lot of good fighters. He's got the experience. I don't know, man. With Ryan Garcia, it's unpredictable. Because he's got that one, he does have that one punch knockout power.
That left hook is
Yeah, that
nice.
left hook is
That could be
fire,
underestimating
bro.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, and yeah, I know he's picked up on it, but he has some defense.
A lot of them.
Like elements that are just not there. He can't make up for it.
Yeah.
So he's open to certain punches.
Yeah.
And if you see it, particularly, if you just counter, like he shoots that left hook, but he doesn't bring it back and cover himself. So if you,
So you just,
yeah, so if you're able to counter or weave that hook and shoot your own left or right hand, he's open to that. He's not good on the ropes.
Yeah.
He has too many openings, man.
Yeah,
Way
so,
too many
and
openings.
I'm telling you, Fortuna's real. He's legit.
This would be a good fight.
Yeah, so I'm obviously going to pick Ryan Garcia, but don't count Fortuna out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a good fight, and hopefully Garcia gets the W and see him and Davis later this year. It's long overdue. There's a lot of fights that are long overdue.
I would like to see that though.
okay. So, your fight coming up when? Let us know again.
August 12th, Queens, New York.
On?
It's no, it's not. It's just a club fight.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
just a
it's
club
not.
fight.
It's not on any major label. It's a new promotional company that I'm working with out in New York, and the idea is to get this W and then go back on Premier.
How can we check this fight?
television. I'll be showing a link
Okay.
Yeah, to stream it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta talk to
Make
the
sure,
promoter.
make sure you send it to
I'll
us.
shoot you guys the information.
Yeah,
I'll shoot it
yeah,
to everyone,
and we'll
right?
let
Yeah,
people
yeah.
know.
100%. I appreciate the support.
Yep.
And like I said, I just about getting ready now, man.
If you need some hard sparring,
I'm sure to call you.
Also, can you give us any of your social links so people can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Alejandro Torres. On Instagram, it's azteca.de.oro, Azteca de Oro.
Okay.
And that's really all I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not on TikTok, you're not on Twitter.
I should be. I was telling my dude we should go to the club and just, do some of these
Hit up
rants,
Stampede. Go to Stampede.
Go to Stampede. And,
TikTok it up?
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Just,
Yeah, why not, man?
Yeah.
but we'll see. Maybe here.
And you've been in
Yeah,
Canada
but you're
for how
in
long?
training, so you got to be clean at the Stampede, eh?
Right.
Yeah.
So how long have you lived in Calgary
I've
before we get out
been
of
in
here?
Calgary on and off about 15 years.
Okay, so you stayed in Canada, but you've been here, Toronto.
I've been everywhere, bro.
Yeah,
I've been,
that's what-
Yeah, like I said, I've been living in Mexico half my life. I lived in the U.S. a little bit. The Caribbean, I was living in, like I said, for a little bit. I was living in Brazil for a bit. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
I just like traveling, man. Checking out, learning about cultures, people,
Yeah.
exotic places. And
Some great food, man, in those
great
countries.
food
Yeah.
and beautiful women and some great wine and a little bit of
Enjoy life, eh?
that mota.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, people, thank you for tuning in. This is the end of the episode. It's your boy King ECG and my guy Coach Oj
Bless everyone.
and Coach Raj
Thank you.
and our guest that hopefully we can get back after he's done his fight,
Anytime.
Alex Torres.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great day, eh? God bless.